All right, good afternoon. So, since I wasn't able to meet you the second time last week, so as what I have promised, I am recording the discussion of the last topic for our subject LIS 313L. Okay, so the last topic will be about file handling. So as what you can see here in the screen, I have here a running application in which you can see I have here a form that asks inputs from the user for the ISBN of the book, and then the second one is for the book title. So later on, I am going to add one more text input control, so that I'll be having ISBN, book title, tapos copyright year. Okay. So just to demonstrate, example, the ISBN, and then example, the book title is Programming 1. And then when you click Save, so there is an alert that record has been successfully saved. And then when you click search, okay, so that book record that has been added will be displayed here. So that is to verify if the one entered is in the file. Okay. So since I have entered record twice, so you can see here there are also two lines of files. Okay, so that will be like the um, output at the end of this session. So you know already in this subject, um, we will start with the discussion of the concept, and then after, so that you will appreciate it, we are going to bring it to a form. So this one, okay? So I will stop sharing for this so that I can open the sim. So I assume that you have read the sim already. So I will not go line by line in the sim. So I'll just get some parts in which you will be needing this one in your project development. So I also hope that you are already more than half of your project development. It is posted in the LMS. I posted that one last Wednesday. So the details on the of the project, that is your final lab exam, is also posted. And this one about saving a record in a file, I actually did not put that one yet in the requirements because I have not discussed yet. But if you notice, it is one of my requirements also that you are going to collect data from the user through a form. So the reason of that is because I am preparing you for this topic, no? So the interface must be ready already, just like what you saw a while ago. There is a form, and then user's input will be saved in a file. So, dalawa lang yung requirements ko dito sa file. It is save and search as what you saw a while ago. Only is that I would like you to have a better application of this concept. It could be that the user will input about book details, and then example kasi 'di ba sections of the library man yun yung sinabi ko. Just like what we discussed in the previous week about mga circulation, mga Filipiniana, in which under circulation, marami rin namang mga types of books. So, pwede yun, you are going to include in the field classification. No, that's not classification. It's section location. No, that one. And then so that your search will be more varied. No, like if I would like to know what are the different books in the sections, I'll just click the button, and then those books under that category in that section will be displayed also. Okay, so that we can achieve that one, I'm going to share to you the theme for week 9 and 10. So I'll just open the file. And by the way, while I am opening the file, um, I hope you have watched this recorded video so that by Monday you can attend to the class, and then will by Monday you will just like ask some questions, consultations about your project for clarifications na lang. And then by Thursday, you are going to have your presentation. Okay, so individual presentation. So by Monday also, we are going to agree who will be the first presenter, second, and third. So each one of you will have a minimum of like 15 minutes presentation. So you will just tell me about the sections in the library that you have chosen, and also you can identify kung anong library yung inspiration mo, like if it's the library of the University of Mindanao, or if it is the library of your locality, or if it is a library, or if it is a public library. Okay? So, you will just identify. So, para naman you will have a home page. And then, in the home page, di ba sabi ko, you're going to put some mga menu items. So it could be your menu item. It will be about the organization, and about the library. Okay, and then it could also be in one of the sections will be yung sa data entry na, yung mayroong form. So like, you're going to add a new book in the library, or a new author, or ano pa ba yung pwede mo malagay doon sa page. Okay? So it's going to be like that. Okay, so the theme is now opened. So for this week, the last week, so the unit learning outcome is for you to be able to create and read file line by line, read file character by character, and write file, append file, and then close file. So all this will be discussed in this session. Okay. So PHP, it has a file handling. So file handling is very much needed in an application because in many instances, a web application needs to record the data collected by the web application. So there are many data that you can collect from the user who is navigating your web application. So one of it is user logs, kung ano yung mga activities na ginagawa ng user, or it could be you're going to collect the personal information of the user. Okay, so that you can keep those data, and so that you can access them, you need to make use of a file. So all programming languages, I should say, meron siyang files. So Java, my file; C, PHP, my file; and other programming languages. Okay, so these are the predefined functions or the built-in functions that you can use whenever you are going to create a PHP program that is using a file. So the first one is fopen. So fopen, this is a predefined function. Of course, as the name says, as the function name says, it is used to open a file. So since it is a function, it has open and close, parentheses, and then it has parameters. So just like this, no? The first parameter, it contains the name of the file which is to be opened. Okay, so in this case, the name of the file is demo.txt. And then the second parameter, it tells about the mode in which file needs to be opened. Okay, or it could be W for write, it could be R for read, so in which it will be discussed later. Okay, so using this line here, you can open a file, and the file that you open goes to the variable called file. And by the way, before I will forget, if you are using a MacBook just like me, pagka ganito siya class, make sure that you change the permission kasi si MacBook masyadong sensitive siya, di ba? So you have to change permission from read to read write. Okay? So para you can also read and write at the same time. So this one open pa lang naman to, so this is just fine. Okay, so that is about fopen. So next is fread. So after file is opened, the contents of the data are read using fread. So kung ano yung laman ng demo.txt, it will be read using the function fread. So just like fopen, fread has two arguments also. So one is the file pointer and another is file size in bytes. So where is fread here? That is one. So this is fread. So file. So ano yung content ni file na variable? So that is, so ito yung gi-open niya, si demo.txt. Okay? So yung mode niya is R since you are opening. So yung first step, before you can read a file, you have to open it first. So this is the first step. And then after that one, you can already read the content of the file using the function fread. So wala man tayong ma-read kung wala tayong na-open, di ba? So this is the first parameter. So the first one is file, in which it is the demo.txt and the mode is R, and then the second one is the size. So what is the size of the file that you are going to open? So it is measured in bytes. So dito, if you would like to check if the file that you are opening is big or not, or if it is kung mag-match ba siya sa available memory space mo, then this method or this function is very important, no? Okay. So next is fwrite. So you open a file, you can read a file, and you do not just read a file. Of course, you need to write to a file. So new file can be created or text can be appended to an existing file using fwrite function. So arguments for fwrite functions are file pointer and text that is to be written to the file. So it can contain optional third argument. So optional lang siya class ha, yung third. So you don't have to to write the third one. So, di siya mag-error kung wala kang third one. So, the third argument where length of text to be written is specified. Okay? So, that is for F-right. So, this one, ang i-demonstrate dito is F-right lang na dalawa lang yung argument. Okay? So, F-right, tapos kung ano yung file, tapos kung ano yung isusulat doon sa file, this one. This is the second one. So, meaning to say, there is already a file called demo.txt, and then the mode is write, and then what you are going to write, you specified it here. In this example, it's hello world. So, may \n pa tayo para it will be written in the next line. Okay? So, F-write. So, doon daw sa demo.txt, you are going to write hello world. Okay? So, as simple as that. So, when you run it in the browser, actually, it doesn't output anything when you run this one in the browser. So, it simply processes something in which it simply writes hello world to demo.txt. Okay? So, kung i-echo nimo siya, i-echo nimo i-echo nimo ni siya nga function, then it will output hello world, the content of the demo.txt. Okay? So, next to that one is fclose. So, fclose is a function in which it is used to close the file. So, of course, yung i-open mo, you don't just leave it open. You have to close it. Okay? So, the argument is the file that you need to close. So, this one, you're opening demo.txt, and then you are closing demo.txt through the variable called file. Okay, so these are the 4 functions that you need so that you can do some activities to a file in PHP. So, sige, mamayang konti, I'm going to demonstrate, after I have discussed this area here, I'm going to demonstrate a program in which, mag-write tayo ng content dun sa file, tapos mag-retrieve tayo ng content sa file. So, write, fopen, write, fread, and then fclose tayo mamaya. So, the fopen function in PHP is a built-in function which is used to open a file or an URL or a URL. So, it is used to bind a resource to a Steam using a specific file name. Okay? So, as what I have mentioned kanina, when you open a file, there are mode. So, i-check yan kung ano yung mode ng pag-open mo sa file. So, of course, the mode depends on your need. No, on the type of program that you are creating. If you would like to save users input, or if you would like to save or to write something to the file, so as what I have mentioned, you can use W. Okay. The error output can be hidden by adding an @ sign in front of the function name. Okay. So this is the syntax. So resource fopen, and then the file that you're going to open, the mode as listed here, and then the path, and then the context. Okay? So file and mode, they are mandatory parameters. So meaning to say, you could not leave this vacant. You can't leave this, you can't skip this. So ito, sa kanina, as discussed, the third and the fourth, ito lang yung optional. So, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 modes. Pero, here, we can make use of, R or R+, W or W+, A and A+. So, it's there in the SIM when to use R and when to use R+. Okay? So, with W and A. So, ang difference lang naman nila class is, read, you are just reading, you are just retrieving the content of the file. Write naman, as mentioned, you are going to write something based on the need of the program that you are creating. So if it is from the form, it will write data from the form. Okay? And A, the difference of A and W is that si W kasi it simply writes and it could sometimes or it could overwrite the content of your file. Whereas si A naman, it could, as what the meaning of A says, it could append or it could add a new line to a file. So kung mag-save tayo ng input, so kagaya nung ginawa ko kanina, there are two lines that I saved. So I was using there A. Kaya mag-append ako. Otherwise, if I do not use A, if I will just use W, yung previous input ko, ma-overwrite siya ng second input ko. Okay? So, I'm sure you are using Windows, so you will not encounter the same problem with users of Mac kasi nga, as what I have said during the introduction, si Mac kasi, kailangan mo pa nang mag-change ng permission. So, this is optional. You may, actually, yung file na i-read or i-write mo, you can save it in the same directory where you save your PHP file. So, if that's the case, you don't have to specify the path. But if in case it's saved somewhere else, you need to include the path. Okay? So there are exceptions here. When writing a text file, the correct line ending character should be used based on the platform. So kasi iba-iba naman yung platform natin. So kayo, Windows kayo, ako naman, Mac. So Windows use \r, \n. Pero si Mac, it's making use as \r as the line ending character. Okay, so here we will proceed with the first program. So this one, it is opening a file called gfg.txt. Okay. Um, so this is the location of gfg.txt. So eto siya. You have to specify. But again, as what I have said, if you are saving the file, the same directory where you save your PHP file, then you don't have to specify the directory. Okay? And then, or die, file does not exist if pag open, pag read niya, wala dun sa directory, so it will output the message, file does not exist. So, if you are a Mac user, again, if you did not change the permission, kahit pa meron ka ng gfg.txt, still it will say file does not exist. But since you are using Windows, so there is no problem with this in your end. So I'm sure it's going to read the file. So this one, if we are going to run this in the browser, it's just opening a file, but you could not see any output unless this gfg.txt does not exist. But if it exists, it simply reads, nothing more. So ito siya, file does not exist yung sinabi. Kasi nga, sabi ko, if you have not created gfg.txt yet, so wala siyang makita. So it executes function die. Okay? So sige, I will just demonstrate first. I will demonstrate where to create the file. Wait, I'll just prepare my directory para di tayo shift ng ano. ng screen. Kay makalibat na siya, shift og screen. Wait. Um, where is that? Stop share muna ako. Sige, so um, you'll share entire screen. Okay. So, since I am using Mac, I'm gonna show to you my directory, but naalat naman mo sa ko ang environment, no? So, i-align na lang ninyo sa inyong Windows. So, what you simply do is you go to htdocs, tapos go to the folder where you save your PHP file. I'm sure we are doing the same thing. So, andito ako sa Mac. So, here. So this is htdocs, and then, so this is week 9. So this is the text file. This is where I save the PHP file and then the txt file also. Now, question, how to create this txt file, ma'am? So you just go to Notepad and then, of course, save it as example gfg.txt. Ana lang. Okay? So, example, kung naamo ko sa Mac, I will be using Atom. Okay, so file. So, mag-new file lang ako. Tapos, I will just leave this one empty and then I'll close it. And then, this is the then gfg.txt. Ana lang siya. So, I save it in week 9. Let's do the same thing in your previous activities and then just click save. So, ayan. So, it must be saved so that you are no longer going to specify the path of your file. So save it in the same folder where you save your PHP file, as what you can see in my screen. Okay, so just leave it blank, because our task here is to save the data to this file, gfg. So I'll create a new file. And then I'll have sample 4 na lang, no? Kasi nga may sample 1, 2, 3 naman good ko. But I can open, sige, iba na lang, sample for.php. Well, they save it where I save my text file. And then save. Okay? So, ano yung nasa sim? So, this one, kung if you are still learning how to do things and you're going to do it step by step, so just like this one, that first thing is to check if open a file, then you can just copy this one. Okay, ana, pwede rin mo siya i-copy. Sige, we will do this one na lang. But as what I have said kanina, it doesn't do anything aside from just opening this, and if this file does not exist yet, then file does not exist. Okay, so what is this? Sample for.php. So when you run this in the browser, sample for, ito, i-execute niya, I'm sure i-execute niya yung die. O, you see, i-execute niya yung die. Because, sabi ko nga, pagka sa Mac manggug ka, you need to set the permission of the file. Pero, ayun na lang mo ka kuan ani, no? Ayun na lang mo ka bother ani. Kaya sa Windows, dili gid siya mag-ingon ani. Walay, si Mac kasi kay grabe ang security. Pero since kasi demo manggug ko karon og ano, that's why ipakita na lang nako ni siya. So, permission. So, ayaw na lang ni i-follow ni akong ginabuhat karon. But since ga-demo ko sa inyo ha kung unsaon, so, ayan. Tapos, ganyan lang yan siya sa Mac. Okay. Nani kasi si Mac, kanang gina-check yun niya kung authentic ba yun na imuhang gipang himo diya sa imong mga files. Secure kasi masyado si Mac. Okay? So, ayan. So, when you run it, oh, bakit error pa yun siya? Wait lang. Read and write naman siya. GFG. GFG ba yung file doon? Sample 4. Kasi. Eto. Kasi ito siya. Naglagay kasi siya ng directory. Ako dapat. Wala akong directory, di ba? Because I save it in the same, in the same location. Yan. So, see. So, meaning to say, ito, the file has been opened already. Okay? So, ana. So, parang wala lang nangyari. Because you do not see something in your screen. But of course, many things are like that in programming. Okay, so that is demonstrating that GFG.txt has been read already, has been opened already. So, second one, ito siya, R+. So this one naman, it will output portal for geeks. If example, eto si gfg.txt, meron siyang content na portal for geeks. Okay. Sige, copy muna natin siya. Portal, so I will create a new file. Sample 5. Sample5.php. I will just demonstrate few kasi yung mga programs na nasa SIM naman, if you're going to run them in your browser, nag-execute naman siya. So, ang gagawin ko dito, mag-demo lang muna ako about this simple topic. Then, after that one, the rest, kayo na yung mag-execute niyan dyan sa computer nyo. As long as you know already what to do, no? Kagaya ng where to save on how to create this file. So, na-demo ko naman siya, no? So, at least guided na kayo how to run this program and what are the things to do so that you can run this program. So, saan na yun si GFG? So, I will write here a line, programming for geeks ba yun? Okay. So, I will write that one para may ma-retrieve naman siya kasi ang mode niya is R. Yan. Yeah, so R+. File fgets. So, fgets is a function that will read the content of the file, which is my file, in which my file is gfg.txt. Okay? So, R+ yung ginamit niya, no? So, echo. Ang echo niya dito is pointer. Okay, sige. We'll run this one. It's sample5.jpg. So, I hope talaga na you see my screen. Yan. Programming for geeks. Okay, wala ra ba in taong audience karon, no? This is recorded. Unlike kung naamo din ha, because I can check if it's really, if it's my screen is seen. Ayan. Kita naman pala siya. Alright, so this is the output. So what I did, I put a line dun sa gfg.txt para may ma-output siya. So because in that program, it is assumed that gfg.txt, it has a content programming for geeks. So ito yung grid niya, ito yung mode niya, which is reading. So balik tayo dito sa program. So first, it's opening gfg.txt. So yung file na i-create kanina, no? So sa inyo notepad yan siya. And then yan. So this one, it gets the content of the gfg.txt. And then the content is assigned to the variable called pointer. Kaya na-echo yan siya dito. And then close the file. So open, and then ang mode niya is read, and then it gets the content of the file, gfg.txt, and then it outputs that line, and then close. So yun yung magiging sequence niya. Okay? So next, sample 7 tayo. Okay, yung sample 6 ko kasi iba yung content dyan. So just have sample 7. So this one I'm not going to upload this file kasi dito na siya upload kasi nasa SIM naman siya, di ba? Copy-paste nyo din naman sa SIM. Di naman ito yung But yung mamaya, yung code dun sa form, ang i-output, ang i-upload ko dun is naka-image siya because I would like you to experience coding it because it's different when you are the one who is coding. Kay you will discover, you will experience error, you will know how to troubleshoot, okay, and you will be more familiar with the code than you just copy-paste it. Okay? So, ano nga yung gagawin ko dito? I'll save it in week 9. Then, save. So, the content is, ganito lang man yung gagawin nyo. This one naman, ito, pareha lang naman to eh. Kaya lang dito, it's reading a binary file kasi or an image. Itong logo. Logo yata to. No. Fopen, bflag. Pwede niyo to siya i-execute na kayo lang. So, how about this one? So, this is an example of writing a file. So, pwede na rin kayo mag-copy-paste dito, no? May the SIM is very detailed naman, writing to file. So, ang sinulat niya sa file is geeks for geeks and it goes to my file, in which my file is gfg.txt. And then, so it's using another function called rewind. So, it's setting the file pointer to yung para pinaka-0 na position. Para it will start reading. And this one naman, this is writing to file on the 0 position. So, yung pinaka-dulo, the leftmost. So, where to write, the location is being identified or the position is being identified by rewind function. And then here, gi-echo na niya kung ano yung content ng my file, which is Geeks for Portal, this one. Okay. So, here naman, it is making use, it's highlighting the read function. Pero yung sample, ano nga yung sample na yun? Ito si sample 7 kasi pang write na siya, di ba? So, sige. So, ano ba yung meron dito? Pareha lang man to sa ginawa ko kanina, no? So, if read my file, so, okay lang yan. Kayo na mag-run nito. And this one also. It's easy to understand naman. Okay. So, next is fwrite. So, yung sa sample 7, yung i-prepare ko na PHP file. So, fwrite function in PHP is a built-in function that is used to write to a file. So, the fwrite function stops at the end of the file or when it reaches the specified length passed as a parameter. So, depende kung unsa imong giset, no? Kung asa siya mo end. Then, the file string and the length which has to be written are sent as parameters to the fwrite. And it returns the number of bytes when on success or false on failure. So it returns the length of the file so that you will know how big or how small is a file. Kasi factor din yan, di ba? Kung um, bakit masyadong malaki yung file. Kasi sometimes, if you are just expecting for a small file, pero when you read it, it's a big file, so it's a question. So that's why it's also important to know the size of the file to be written. So fwrite, ito yung syntax ni fwrite. So the file to be written, the file name where the string to be written, and then the length of the string. So it returns the number of bytes written on success, as mentioned a while ago. Okay, so this one. So the third one is still optional, no? So this one, my file fopen gfg.txt. So yung mode niya is W. W because we're going to write to gfg.txt. So ano naman yung isusulat mo sa gfg.txt? So eto siya, Geeks for Geeks is a portal for geeks. So this one, ito yung isusulat mo doon. If you notice kanina, yung sa gfg.txt, di ba, I created the file, then after I wrote a line on the file. Ano nga yung sinulat ko kanina? Nakalimutan ko na. Basta, I wrote a line to a file and I saved it. Then when I run the PHP file in the browser, so yun rin yung gi-output niya dun sa browser because we're using the commands or I was using the command fopen and fread with R as the mode. So there was no writing of the file that has been done kanina. When it comes to functions, I'm talking about functions. Kasi yung writing kay ano man ako to, manual naman ako write. So this one, the writing of the file is through using fwrite. Okay? So echo, this one, it will be written to my file to gfg.txt, then close. So the output of this one is the size of Geeks for Geeks is a portal for geeks o 36 daw yung size. Okay? So kasi nga, sabi naman dito kung ano yung i-return ni fwrite. Ito yung mga parameters, no? Si file, si string, tsaka si length. Pero yung i-return niya is the bytes written on the file gfg.txt. So ito yung output niya, 36. Okay? So next, so di na nato i-run ha, kay ano lang yung output, 36. So next one naman, yan, pareho lang yun kanina, no? Pero dalawa yung magiging output kasi nga dalawa rin naman yung line. PHP is simple to learn. Ito yung dalawang line. So the first line, 23 yung byte niya, 23 bytes. Itong second line is 59 bytes. Okay? So, hindi po yan yung iraran ko na ano. Saan ba yung gusto kong i-run na file? Ay, wala dito. Sige. Mamaya, kukunin ko yung file na gusto kong i-run. I don't like this one kasi. But, you can learn from this one if you are going to check the byte size of the line you write to the file. So parang in this part naman kasi parang detailed lang niya yung mga f-read, f-write, f-close, ni-detailed lang niya. Okay? So this one, ang maganda dito is naka-loop siya. Yung maganda dito naka-loop. So why is it nice to have a loop when you are opening a file, when you are reading a file? Because it could be that your file has more than one line. So if that's the case, it should have a loop so that it will read as long as it does not read the end of the file. So yan yung ginawa ni FEOF. So the FEOF function, it is used to check if it already reached in the end of file. So kasi may maraming mga lines doon sa file. So, ito sa FEOF, i-check niya kung end of file na ba. But since it is using here the operator not. So, while not EOF, so ang ginawa niya is to echo. So, kung ano yung nakuha niya from check, in which is check is single line.txt. So, ito yung gibasa niya, si single line.txt. Okay? So, if single line.txt, it has more than one line. So, it will keep on reading each line. And then, it will output the line that is currently read. Okay? So, it will only stop if it already reaches in the end of file. So, kung dalawa yung lines dun sa file mo, it will end if it's finished reading the second line. Okay? So, yan yun siya. In which, this one, mamaya, magamit natin to mamaya dun sa yung pinakita ko sa inyo kanina in the beginning of the session, yung ISBN book title, diba? I entered 2 records. I save each record. So, I saved twice. And then when I click search, it outputs the 2 book records that I saved. So the reason why it has been displayed because I was using a loop and then I was also using the function FEOF. So while not end of the file yet, then it will display each line. Okay? So ito, gi-update lang niya si sec nga variable, no? Kasi ito yung initial na binasa niya. Then after gi-update niya for the next line na babasahin na naman niya. Okay? So this one. So mag-stop sharing muna ako. Saan na yung Chrome? I will display to you ito. Sige, eto siya. Ito yung gusto kong i-ano. Wait lang, mag-change pala ako ng file. gfg.txt. Sige. Ay, wait. Wala pala ako naka-share. Share entire screen. Share. Ito siya, class. So, ito yung gusto kong i-share sa inyo kanina. So, the sample for every that I have shown in sample 5, that was a good sample for reading. For our mode pala. For reading the content of the file GFG. So, this one naman, si sample 7, this is a sample program used to write a text to a file. So, ito siya. The file is being opened. Ito yung gidiscuss ko kanina. And then this one, there is a variable called txt, and then meron dito John Doe, tapos next line, \n. Tapos, John Doe, which it goes to the txt file. So, kasi diba, the argument of fwrite is the file and then the string. So, my file, that is the file, that is gfg.txt, and txt, that is John Doe. Okay? So, txt is written to gfg.txt in this line. And then, ito yung pangalawang value ng txt, si Jane Doe. And next line, it's again written to my file. And then, close my file. So, si GFG, ito lang yung content niya kanina eh. So, we'll run sample 7. Save ko na ba to? I'll run sample 7. This one. Ayan. So, syempre, right man to no, walang output talaga. So, it's simply doing something. Okay? So, to verify kung ano yung ginagawa niya, let's open GFG. You see, it's John Doe tsaka si Jane Doe. Na-overwrite yung previous content niya. Okay? So, yan yung ano ni mode W. Okay? So, it's writing the whatever string that you specified in the second parameter for fwrite. Okay? So, that's fwrite. This one. Okay? So, that's the concept of a file. So, pag gagamit ka ng file, mag-file handling ka in PHP, of course, you need to create the file. But then, if you have not created a file yet, and pwede naman na siya yung mag-automatic create ng file. Okay? Mayroon man yan, di ba, dun sa description ng mga mode of yung sa mga www+. So, kung di niya kita yung file, i-create niya automatic yung file. Okay? And then, next is you have to close your file. Okay? So, yung tatlo. So, kung mag-read ka naman, of course, you have to open, and then read, and then close. So, yun lang. In the next program that I'll be showing to you, it's doing reading, it's doing writing, and of course, doing opening and closing the file. Plus, with the integration of our previous topics, yung functions, if you remember, I have discussed about functions, yung user-defined functions. If you remember back week 7, I discussed to you how to create a function, a user-defined functions, yung function add, tsaka function button. So, I'm going to integrate that one here in our discussion for today. Siguro, no, kung wala lang siguro na busy sa accreditation, siguro we have gone very far. But what's important is the content of the course is covered. And LIS 313 is until file. So the content is being covered. Sige. So ito yung pinaka-finale na ng project nyo, no? I'll create another file. And this file, it has form. So yung gagawin nyo is just to, copy the codes in creating a form. And then after that one, you create a function. Sige. Saan na yan? So, para di kayo matagalan dito, class, ang gawin nyo is, mag-copy na lang kayo dun sa, maghanap na lang kayo ng previous program natin na may forms. Sige, maghanap ako ng previous program na may forms. So, ano yung previous program na may forms? Yung sinam 1 saka sinam 2. Sige, wait lang ha. I-ano ko muna siya. I-align ko muna sinam 1, sinam 2. Baguhin ko sinam 1, nam 2. Gawin kong ISBN tsaka book title. So, I'll share my atom. I could not find atom. Where is atom? Wait lang ha. Hindi ko mahanap si atom. I-down ko muna siya. Tab yata si atom. Hala, di makita si atom, class. Ano to? Di ko makita si atom. Kung makita si atom. Ito siya. Sample. Sample ba si atom? Ito si atom. Okay, sample 8 ako. File. New file. So, sabi ko kanina, naghanap ako ng form. Yung sa nam 1 sa nam 2. Tapos, ang ginawa ko, i-edit ko muna tong nam 1 tsaka si nam 2. So, si nam 1 ginawa kong ISBN tsaka si nam 2 ginawa kong book title. I hope this is seen in your end. Parang seen naman siya. Sige. And then I'll save this one. It's sample 8. So again, hindi ko siya i-upload as Hindi ko siya i-upload as PHP code. I-upload ko to siya as an image para i-code ninyo siya kasi it's different as what I have said. Kasi medyo mahaba to siya, class Kailangan talaga ma-experience mo siyang i-code. So kagaya ng mga other students ko, mas may learnings, cancel, sample 8. Yung nag-code talaga, no? Kasi mas naging familiar sila sa program. Okay, and then, ano nga yung gagawin ko dito? So, ito siya, class. Ito yung ginawa ko. Book records management. Okay, and then, so ito, gumawa ako ng so, di muna tayo mag-NBSPK. Pero I'm sure you know this one, NBSP. Okay, makaka-stress makita yung mga okay, ganyan na muna siya. So, input type. So, I have discussed this one already, no? So, the placeholder, it's a guide of the user what to type. But in this case, it's not that useful because you will just type Guide kasi yan si placeholder na user. So kung ganyan, it's not so useful. But if you do it this way, i-ano mo kung ano yung magiging format ng input niya. Okay? So that is actually a placeholder. And then I have buttons, si save, tsaka si search. So iba kanina yung pinakita ko sa introduction, may dalawang text input, si ISBN tsaka si book title. Tapos below are the buttons for save and for search. Okay? So just improve this one class kasi ang pinaka-objective dito is just to show how to create a program that saves to a file the inputs of the user in the form. And then how to, also another objective here is to teach on how to display records from the file, no, through clicking a button. But mas maganda if you can discover it that you will just type ISBN, tapos you click search, and then the details of the book will be displayed. That's better. That's a challenge. Okay? So, sige. So, meron na tayong form. Saan na yung body dito? Body. And then, HTML. Sige. So, i-check ko muna if it's working. Saan na yung Chrome? Ito yung Chrome. Ayan, it's working. But I think you could not see it. Sige, para tuyo na ko nga dili mo makita sa other screens para dili makalibat, no, kay programming siya. Taas-taas kasi ang code. So sige, gi-check lang na ako kung okay akong code diri nga dapit. Okay, next one class is of course your PHP code. So ano yung gagawin ni PHP code dito? So yung magiging PHP code natin dito is a condition. Kung the user is clicking the button save, so what will happen? If the user will click the button search, what will happen? Okay? So maggawa ako dito ng conditions. If you remember, meron man tayong discussion about this one. Yung sa conditions. So if is set, kung ang click niya is si button search, button save si button save. Okay, then begin. So kung si button save yung gi-click, so ako kasi ginawa ko, nag-modularization ako eh. So tatawagin niya si function na si save. Yung gagawin ko pa lang na function. So, but if yung i-click niya is si isang button, si button search, tawagin naman niya sa search na function. So, non-parameterized dito, no? So, ano yung content ni function save? So, dito na natin ilagay yung discussion kanina. Yung about file open, file close, file write, file read. Yun. Dito na natin siya ilagay. So, of course, as what I have discussed kanina, ang unang gagawin is open talaga. But, create muna tayo ng function save. So, user-defined siya. Mas maganda kasi ganito class, you're going to put it in a function para if there will be another instance in which you have to save, then you don't have to code it. You will just call the function name. So that one, that's more organized. So $file open is equal to F open. So, ito na yung di-discuss kanina. F open, tapos, so since book man to, example, reference books .txt. And then, since mag-write ako, pero since I would like that each line that is entered from the form will be appended, I'll be using A as the mode. Okay. And then, I will assign to the variable called record yung gi-input ni user from the form. So, para mag-next line siya, class, mag-backslash n ako dito. Dayon, concatenate. Tapos, post yung from, yung name dito, ito siya, class, si ISBN. Ito siya, yung name sa form. Para kung ano yung gi-type ni user from the form, it is assigned to the variable record para yan yung i-save natin. ISBN. And then, dot. So, concat naman tayo, no? Concat, then a space. Space lang para magdikit sa ISBN saka si book title. Dot. Oh, bakit siya ano? Wait ha. I am alarmed by this. Body. If. Ito si form. Yeah, kalimutan. Ito siya, class. Kaya ngayon ko sabi ko, ba't iba? Then I forget this. And then, so ano yung pangalawa? ISBN, tapos dollar post, square bracket, ano yung pangalawa? B title. Ito siya, class. Ito. B title. Ayan. Ayan. So, yung input ni user from the form, dun sa browser, yung gitype niya na ISBN, yung gitype niya book title, it goes to the variable record. Okay. Para yan yung i-save niya, class. It goes to the variable record. Then, after that one, after this, F-write na. F-write. Tapos, open. No. Wrong ka. Ano yung parameter ni F-write? Ano yung parameter ni F-write? So, kung, mali ako dito. Open file to siya, class. Open file. Ano nga yung pagkasulat ko sa open file? File open pala to. File. Bakit din yung file open? So, file open. Dollar file open. Si file open. So, eto si refbooks.txt siya. So, I'm going to create refbooks.txt later. $file open. Tapos, kung ano, di ba? Yung sa syntax ng fwrite. So, yung una is the file. Second one is kung ano yung isulat mo doon sa file, which is $record. Record lang ba? Yeah, record. Dapat record. Pwede naman siguro record. It's not predefined. And then, so kung mag-ano ka, close, ang i-close mo, si $file open. Ayan. So by doing this, yung i-input ni user from the form is being saved. Pero, mag-comply tayo sa HCI ha. So, kasi kailangan din yan ng feedback from the system, no? So, gawa tayo dito ng script. Gamit tayo ng script tag. Tapos, we'll make use of alert method function. Record has been successfully saved. And then, i-end natin si script tag. Tama ba? Semicolon. Tama ba ako? Tama naman. Echo, tama. Okay? And then, saan to? Close. Ayan, eto siya. Close siya ni ano. Okay. Sige, save. I will just patus ako mata. So, ano nga yun? Sample 8 ba yun? So, may error siya. Kasi nagtawag ako ng search. Wala pa to si search. Wait ha, kasi nag-error siya. Kasi di ako nag-close ng PHP. Saan mo dito yung ano? Chrome? So, this one pala, check natin. Okay, wala pa pala akong, nakita niyo ba yung screen ko? Sige, gawa muna ako ng, ano nga yung pangalan? Reference ba yun? Ano nga yung pangalan ng file? Refbooks.txt. So, kagaya ng ginawa ko kanina. So, I'll go to week 9 folder. Entire screen ako. So, I'm here in week 9 folder. Tapos, create ako ng, I could not create from here. So, I'll create from Atom. File, new file, Control S. I'll call it refbooks. Refbooks.txt. 'Txt. Ano ba yung pangalan nun? And then, 'Txt. 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 ' Save. refbooks.txt. Save. Sige, I'll run it in the browser. Yan. So, example 2 dash 123 dash 111 title PHP programming. Save. Okay? So, dalawa na. Gawin natin dalawa, no? 1 dash 222 dash 333 title librarian's notebook. Save. Alright. So, i-check ko kung meron siya doon sa Atom. So, ano nga yung pangalan? Refbooks. Yeah, because I need to set permission for, kasi nga nasa Mac ako. So, I need to set permission. I need to set permission. Read, write. Ayan. And then, alright. So, it's saved already. So, I'll do it again. Sige, anak na lang sa 1 live save. Oh, okay. So, localhost says record has been successfully saved. Okay. Next, 2. Title, web, save. Okay. So, check natin ha. Wala pa man tayong code for button search. So, check if it's here. It's here, class. It's here. Kaya lang, it's not getting the second one sa book title. So, check ko muna yung code niya. Bakit di niya sinali si book title? Bakit di niya sinali si book title? Tama naman. B title. Di niya sinali si ano. Close ko ha. Tapos file. Open. Books. Ayan, di niya sinali si book title. I'll check why. Dito man yan siya, class O. It's in this line. Ay, kasi I forgot to put, so you see, underscore post. Sige, yan yun lang kulang. So, kaya nga, class, maganda if di ka mag-copy-paste kasi, di ba, you will experience debugging. Okay. So, we'll open refbooks. So, there. It's saved already. So, ikaw na lang maglagay dito ng ano. Unless, mag-code ka na naman ang update, no? Ibang code yun para ma-update mo yan doon sa front end, doon sa web app. Tapos, data mining. Okay, dito na tayo nag-save. Sige, so sample 8. So, yun. So, by doing that, Ay, kita niyo ba kaya ako yung screen ko? Naka-entire screen ba ako? Naka-entire screen. Sige, run ko ulit ha para makita yung number 4. Number 4. So, mag-input tayo ng number 4. Java programming. Save. Okay. So, check natin sa ref books kung may number 4. O, yan, si Java programming. Okay. So, it's saved, no? So, from the front end to the file, it's being kept in a file. Okay. So, that is through this one. So, F open, tapos F write, tapos F close. Yan lang. Diba? It's not difficult to understand kasi piece by piece, gi-lecture man ako ni siya sa inyo class. No? Okay, so next, gawa tayo para maka-display tayo ng ano, para di makalibat ang screen. Kahit ako nalibat na sa screen. Saan nga yun? Okay, makalibat ng daghan kaig navigation. Wait lang. Si Atom lang yung i-display ko para di tayo malibat ani. Ba't di ko makita si Atom? Sige, ayan. So, gawa tayo ng function for search. So, meron tayong function for save. So, gawa tayo ng function for search. So, para i-display niya kung ano yung na-input natin, no? So, the same thing, mag-open ka ng file. Tapos, mag-open ka ng file, tapos mag-loop. Yung kanina, yung sa loop. Okay? So, mag-loop tayo. File. Kapihon na lang natin to, no? File, open. Tapos, baguhin na lang yung mode from A. Kasi di ba mag-retrieve man tayo ng record. So, di tayo mag-A kasi si A mag-append. Next line yan. Na mag-write yan si append. So, since mag-ano man tayo, mag-retrieve, so R tayo, read tayo. Ito yung mode, R. Okay? So, open natin yung file, tapos loop. Mag-loop tayo, class, as what I have explained kanina sa sample. Anong sample yun? Sample 5 ba yun? Yung may loop. Parang sample 6 yun. Yung may loop. Yung di-discuss ko kanina. Okay? So, mag-loop tayo, class, because there are many lines to read. So, while not, yung di-discuss ko niya, while not end of file yet, so, ang gagawin niya is, basahin niya si file open. Si file open, ito si refbooks.txt. Okay? So, basahin niya to. So, mag-loop siya, begin and end pair. Tapos, kung ano yung makita niya doon sa line, it goes to the variable called result. And then, so the same function yung gagamitin natin, no? Si fgets, kunin niya kung ano yung first line doon sa, kung ano yung line currently pointed. Okay? Semicolon, tapos, i-display naman niya. So, i-display niya si result. So, una, gibasa niya, no, kung it gets, kung ano yung first line, kasi first loop man. So, ano yung first line? So, tapos, it is being assigned to result variable. Tapos, it will be, using this code, it will be displayed on the browser. So, mag-BR tayo para di sila magdikit in one line. And then, of course, close talaga yung, kasi if open tayo, no? So, close the open. File, open. Semicolon. So, and ito, when we click the button search, it calls the search function. And this is the body of the search function. Okay, Control S, and then we'll run it in the browser. Ay, wait, wala pala ako naka-entire screen. Wait, max ko muna siya. Saan na yung browser? Entire screen. Share. So, ito siya. Ito yung si sample 8 class. So, i-click mo si sample 8. Pag click na ng search, ayan. So, kung yung i-type natin kanina, it's being displayed here. So, mag-type tayo ng isa, number 5. The purpose-driven life. Ayan. Save. Successfully save. Okay. So, tingnan natin kung na-save. O, ayan. So, it's number 5, the purpose-driven life. Okay? So, that's it. No? So, that is how you are going to do file handling in PHP. Okay? So, una gagawin is to open a file by using fopen. Tapos, yung mode is R. And then, so when you're going to read, you use fread. And then, if you're going to write, you use fwrite. And then, the mode is W or W plus or A. So, A tayo kung mag-append, no? It will not overwrite what has been previously saved. Dapat A yung gagawin natin. Kasi kung mag-W tayo, i-overwrite niya kung ano yung previously saved. So, that's why nag-A tayo. Okay? And then, of course, we have to close it. Okay? So, ang meron ngayon is, we integrated everything, no? Excluding array. But if you would like to, in your project, to showcase your understanding to array, it's fine. But ito, yung gi-showcase ko sa inyo, from the very basic, no? Meron lahat. May selection, may if-else, may loop, yung sa while kanina, may functions, may file handling. So, ang wala lang talaga is array. But you can make array also. Example, kung yung month na gusto ka maka-view, kung ano yung mga books borrowed, pwede yun. By month mo i-display. So, pwede ka mag-array doon. Magawa ka ng array for month. Okay? So, depende sa'yo. Okay? So, yung, I hope you can see my screen. Yeah, kita niyo yung screen ko. So, dito, sa LIS, matagal ko na to na-post. Ayan. So, ito yung pinaka-project nyo, no? So, you're going to present this one on Thursday. So, since I presented this, I posted this last Wednesday. So, I assume nahimo na ninyo siyang simple page about a section in a library. So, yung sinabi ko kanina, optionally, you can have a main page para mas realistic siya. So the main page will be about the library. You can have a top header, a top frame about the library, and then you can have in the left frame the sections in the library. Tapos pwede ang function na lang doon is reference lang or reserve lang or circulation lang. When the user clicks on circulation, may menu ka doon sa circulation. So it could be view books, view circulation books, or kung may category ka pa from circulation, pwedeng marami kang button sa categories ng circulation. Tapos kung i-assume mo na yung user is admin, so pwede siya mag-input ng new books or anything that is about the library and that is about the section that you chose. Nakita nyo ba yung screen ko? Ayan. Okay? So you have to make your page appealing also, no? But di naman kailangan no na lagyan mo ng mga animations, mga videos, no. Pictures, yes, okay. Yung importante dito class is you have to use mga selection, control structures, iteration, pero meron naman doon, no? Tapos, ito na pala yung mga requirements. Use frames, image, menu, you then open another page link for your homepage. So, inputs. So, pwede ka gamitin mo text area, tapos pwede ka magamit ng option, pwede ka magamit ng select, pwede ka magamit ng radio button, text buttons. Okay? So, may sample program naman ako dito, class, diba? That I have presented. If you remember, my sample program ako dito, yung sa text area. I just forgot I guess that was in week 7. Ano ba yung, week 7 yata yon, yung may text area. Okay. So, just open that sample. And then your input control should match the input type. Example, kung may ano ka category, so dapat options na lang yan, no? Kung anong category ng book, kung reserve ba siya, kung reference ba siya, kung circulation ba siya. Okay? So wag na si user yung mag-type noon. So dapat naka-drop down na lang siya. Okay? Para mamili na lang si user. So you don't have to use all of this that I listed. Kay ingon man ko dre, make sure to make use of different input controls like so basta kay dili lang pud na puro puro text input control. So dapat na po siya mga combinations ng mga select, mga radio button or siya yung combination ng text area, depende sa iyang need. Pero gihimo man na ninyo before, if you remember, may activity tayo na ganyan. I guess second activity yun. Nakalimutan ko lang. Basta first grading yun siya, class. Okay? And then, so I will edit this one now. So meron pala akong nilagay dito. An array is optional. Tapos, functions, file. So, ano na nako ni siya. Ako na siyang i-highlight para makita ninyo siya. So, namo ko yung additional file kasi i-discuss na nako ang file. When I presented this one, when I wrote this one, when I posted this one last Wednesday, wala pa kasi ko ka-display, wala pa ko ka-discuss o file karon pa, di ba? So, that's why, wala na ako gibutan dire kasi makuratan mo. But the same was uploaded since, I think, Wednesday. So, I assume nga, hindi na po siyang giran. And might be you have some questions already, pero ga-demo naman ko karon, so probably na-answer na yung mga questions. So array is optional lang, class, depending on the need. So this will serve as your final lab exam. This will be your final requirement for the subject, and dili na ako magpa-lecture exam. Kanina lang siya. Tapos you will just present this to me, minimum of 20 minutes. Okay? So inyong i-submit sa ako, aside from presenting this one, you are going to submit the PHP file to me. You have to upload that one after your presentation. Okay? So, yung criteria ko dito is the first is, of course, the content of your page, no? So, there must be proper contents, menu, tapos should link to another page. Example, if kuan kanang na ang about akong about the library lang naman siya, no? Pwede naman siya sa mainframe lang nimo siya i-display. Pwede naman din siya ganyan, no? Tapos, you should use selection control structure. You should use functions, predefined and then user-defined. Tapos, records must be saved in a file and can be retrieved in a file. Yun yung mga i-check ko ng mga items na dapat ma-comply nyo para you can have a good grade for this subject. Okay? And then, please organize properly your page. Tapos, choose correct input controls, proper input controls. And if you're going to put images, of course, may mga images nun, may mga logo, ana. So make sure that it is an eyesore and it should not distract what the reader is reading. And then also with your color combination, make sure na dili siya eyesore again. Tapos observe proper color combination. Ayaw nang imong background kay white, tapos imong text color is yellow. So that would be difficult to read, no? Kung ikaw kuno mo mubasa ana tapos puro light color. So there are not good color combinations. Okay? And do not use this kanang dark na yung background. Dark para yung text, like kung yung text color mo is red, tapos yung background is black. So, it's not good to the eyes. Okay? So, those are my criteria in rating your final project. Okay? So, all in all, this will be 100 points. So, 50 points goes to your lecture exam. 50 points goes to your laboratory exam. So, you are going to present that one so that you can have your lecture exam score. Present, then I will be asking questions. Okay? So, very few questions lang naman. So, your answer from my questions will be recorded in the lecture exam. So, sa presentation, tapos your answer to my questions that will be recorded in the lecture exam. So, the appearance of your page, how you constructed your program, so that it will qualify my requirements, that will be recorded in the lab exam. Okay? Sige. So, I'll see you on Monday for another discussion about, for a clarification of your, clarification of your project. Okay? And please do not forget, yung sa file handling, kamo na'y bahala o unsaon ninyo yung appearance sa inyong kuan. How you are going to apply that one in the page that you are going to design. Basta kay makita na ako nga nag-collect mo input from the user, tapos na i-save, na i-search. Okay? So kung i-specific ninyo no nga mag-search og specific record, kung tanawon jud nga kung existing ba ni siya nga record sa inyong file, then that's fine. That's very nice. I will be very happy. Okay? So, kindly organize properly kung mag-add new record lang siya, tapos kung mag-search lang siya. Kay, I'm sure, under a certain section in the library, napag yun na yung mga subcategories of the books. Okay? And you know better about it than me. Okay? So, but of course, I can verify kung ano yung content mo dyan. Okay, so, if you have created already your page, you don't have to make it very complex, ha? As long as yung pinaka-requirements ko andon. Okay? So siguro ang pinaka-challenge lang sa inyo dyan is maggawa lang yun ng webpage, pero you know it already in your previous subjects, no? Tapos, I have discussed it also here, the PHP side, since the subject is programming. Okay? So, wala man siguro, wala, gipangayo na ako nga wala siya na-discuss, o dili pa siya covered. Other things, I assume that you know it already since my web application program naman kayo. So again, you don't have to make your project very complex as long as it meets my requirements. Tapos, ano ba, yung klaro yung content, klaro yung kung ano yung gusto mong i-present sa page mo. Okay? Dili nung saksak sinagol, ikakabalo ka para asa gyud ini nga page. So make sure to identify what is that page about. What are you presenting in a library section about? Okay, di ba gipapili man ta library section. So what is it that you are going to showcase? What is that design about that section? Okay? So that will be all, and I'll see you on Monday for clarifications. On Monday, you can present to me your initial design, then I will just critique on it para perfect na yung score pag abot sa Thursday. Sige, I'll see you on Thursday, 3:30 to 5:30 p.m. Bye-bye. I hope i-watch yun yung video. Stay safe.